Sonic Unleashed, a generational game, a game so generational that was the title of a future game. When I first opened up the game and I saw that opening cutscene, I knew I was watching something special. I knew I was going into a crazy game, and I have to tell you, I've been wanting to make a Sonic Unleashed video for a while. It's been a bit busy with Switch 2 and then I got ill, but now I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you why Sonic Unleashed is the GOAT. I am originally a Sonic Heroes stan, I can't deny that, but Sonic Unleashed is the Sonic game that made me a fanboy. You know the streets won't forget Sonic Unleashed. I don't care about what the press said back then. For me, that was like one of the best games I ever seen at the time. And I'm gonna go over my experience with Sonic Unleashed now and why I love the game. I actually have a pretty funny story with Sonic Unleashed because actually I initially didn't want Sonic Unleashed. I didn't even ask for it. I didn't even know it existed. I was kind of just a child, you know, just doing my own thing in the world. I'm not even thinking about trailers, searching up on YouTube like I do nowadays. I don't know what games are coming out. I just go to the store, I see what's there, I'm like, wow, lovely jubbly, let's get that. But this one was a bit of a funny story because this one I asked my mum to get. And you know how those ones go sometimes, you know, you ask to get something and sometimes you get the wrong thing. But that was actually the case with this one. I think I was trying to get Crash Mind Over Mutant or some Spyro game. I can't remember which one it was, but one or the other, that's the game I wanted. And what happened was, I was going to tuition that day. She was just gonna surprise me. But what ended up happening is, I stunk it up in that tuition lesson. I don't know what I done, but apparently I done some bad behavior. I was being a bit of a rat, being a bit annoying and that, you know, it happens. So when my mom came to collect me from tuition, you know what happened? She showed me the game. I was excited, I was salivating, I couldn't believe my eyes. I just saw purple, I thought it was Spyro. But I see Sonic Unleashed, and you know me, I do like Sonic at that point in time. So I was already in tune with the Sonic. But what ended up happening is, the tuition teacher, she stuck it on me. It was over, I was crying that day. She said, this boy, he's been an absolute menace.
This guy, he's an absolute disgrace to society. How dare he behave like that in my tuition class? Honestly, it's shambolic.
You need to have a word with him right now. And then obviously, as a parent, you'll be disappointed. She took the game out of the bag and she showed me and I was like, oh, no way. Then she said, you ain't getting that today. You ain't getting it anytime soon until you fix up that behavior in tuition. She said, man was devastated. Man was crying. This was like my first heartbreak. But I locked in. I got serious. I started behaving in tuition. Started getting some serious good marks, good grades. Everything was looking good. And then the time came. My mum, she said, you know what? You've been doing good. You can take the game. But this was actually, just to clarify, this was Sonic Unleashed for the PS2. I have a PS3 journey a bit after. But I loved it. And I was like, what? Sonic is turning into a werewolf. This is crazy. And then I started searching up on YouTube, and you know that video. You know what video I'm talking about already. I finished the game on the PS2. I loved Holoska. Chunnan, that's a place I'm taking my wife one day. That was honestly such a special vibe. The music, romantic settings, beautiful landscape, beautiful natural view. Honestly, where else would you want to be? I don't think the Sun and Moon medals were really that bad on the PS2, so I kind of got through the game comfortably. Chip, that was my guy. This is one of the OGs, bro. This guy's never been seen in Sonic ever since, but I think he's dead. But honestly, he's a legend. He's an OG. We all have to put our respects on Chip's name. This guy, he's a serious brother. But that December, or that January of like 2009, PS2 evolved into PS3. Then man has the Sonic Unleashed again. And I'm learning that it's a whole new game. So I'm saying I get to experience this again, but even better? Okay. And yo, the graphics were not normal. Sonic Unleashed is half of YouTube. Not just gaming channels, commentary channels, whatever channel you see, you always hear Sonic Unleashed music in the background. This has cultural significance. Like, how many times do you hear Windmill Isle? That is the OG song. And you know how good Sonic Unleashed is? Windmill Isle, they made it in real life. They put it in Greece, bro. That's how great this game is. It is inspiring architecture in the real world. Oh my god, rooftop run, that was special level. The amount of times I replayed that, I had to get S rank, make sure I beat the high scores that I can. I think that might be up there with top 3 favorite Sonic levels for me. Especially 3D, it's in the top 2. Like literally every level has banging music. The only thing that annoyed me about music in Sonic Unleashed was that night music that kept on replaying. You know, 1 or 2 times is enough, but it was doing a bit too much, I won't lie. Day levels, I think that is peak 3D Sonic. Whenever I ask people about what games they played as a kid when they were younger, at least around my age, it's always Sonic Unleashed is in that conversation. Even if they don't know Sonic Unleashed, they say, oh, what's that Sonic werewolf game? Bro, it's a staple in our community. It's a staple in our culture. Tell you, if you're born after the year 2000, Sonic Unleashed is a part of your childhood. The only thing that I actually really struggled with back then is I was crying. I was tearing up a bit because I could not find the Sun and Moon medals. Whoever these people are on YouTube, the YouTube guides, I don't know who exactly helped me, but thank you so much. I would not be able to finish that game if it wasn't for you. I nearly gave up on the game. The Sun and Moon medals, I feel like if they remaster the game and they get rid of that, this is a 10 out of 10 game. You know what I have to talk about before the final music? It has to be the final boss, bro. I forget about the final boss, Eggman Land. That was, oh my goodness. I was sweating, I was crying. I was stashing the controller. I'll be honest, I was raging. When I finally done it, it was 50 minutes, 50 something minutes. The amount of attempts, bro. I was a broken man, I was a broken boy. I had to like really pick myself up after that. You know, John Cena really inspired me in that moment. I had to never give up, show hustle, loyalty and respect, and just keep on grinding until I finally defeated Eggman. Because yo, that level, I think it's the hardest 3D Sonic level. It's like no breaks, like you're just going. I feel like a lot of people struggle on Eggman Land, and I was one of them. But I have to respect, you know, when you finish it, when you finish the game, you realize that's what's needed, man. I feel like nowadays games, they don't have these hard levels. Even though they make you struggle and stress a bit, that's what's needed, man. It makes the end worth it even more. And in that final boss, you play as Sonic, and you play as Super Sonic, and you play as Chip, and you play as like some super rock hard Chip, bro. Like this guy, he's like some Roman temple or something. He's become a beast. Yeah, we are fighting some alien with like 7 eyes. I don't know how Sonic evolved into this. I didn't know what was going on, honestly. I was just saying, smoke up the tentacles, smoke up the eye. Sonic orchestra music, man, it always hits, man. It's always, it does something to my veins, bro. And damn, man, when it ended, they make you mash the square button like 50 times. Bro, it felt so intense, it felt so serious. And that's what I loved about that game. For me, it's a classified, certified, streets won't forget game. And you know what, man, when I was a kid, I cried over the game, bro. Wallahi, I cried, bro. Man teared up. You know, in the end cutscene, bro, when he's doing the putting a bracelet on, and then he's running, and then he start playing the music, and Tails turns up. We cannot replace Sonic Unleashed.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
For me, I'll say that's the last Sonic game that felt like a true adventure. And yeah, that's what I hope to see in future Sonic games, man. I just want to see a lovely, fun journey. Let me know what you guys think about Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed. You know, it's unleashing my beast. I'm just going to have a little feast because when I make bread, you know, I don't forget the yeast. Yeah, those are some terrible bars in it. That's why the rapping never worked out for me. Take care, my people. Eat well, sleep well, and you know what I gotta say.